Okay, are you guys ready to hear a very strange and controversial opinion? You are? Okay, get this. I like Spider-Man. That's not a bizarre opinion. Everyone loves Spider-Man. Haven't you seen the reviews for No Way Home yet? Yes, I have seen the reviews for No Way Home, and I've actually seen No Way Home. And let me tell you something, that movie is pretty freaking awesome. I mean, come on, who doesn't love Spider-Man? I know you're gonna say, oh, I don't like Spider-Man, he's overrated, he's trash. Like, shut up. Everyone loves Spider-Man to a certain degree because there's so much of his media that's good and you can choose from. There's the Raimi trilogy, there's the Mark Webb 2 kind of Dupla movie, there's the Tom Holland movies, there's the animated series, there's the games, there's so much Spider-Man stuff to choose from, and it's all different, and it's all unique, and it's all amazing, and oh, I love Spider-Man so much. And it probably gives us the greatest memes to ever exist ever. I know, the prequel memes are pretty awesome, but like, come on, you can't compete with Dirt in Your Eye, Pizza Time, I'm something of a scientist myself, this is something else. All of those, they're amazing. And not only do I think the memes are amazing, I really think the memes are amazing. So much so, in fact, that my brother and I actually used to make Spider-Man YTPs. Yep, just like my Lord and Savior, Fearless Productions, I too started off making YTPs. Well, actually, I didn't really make them, my brother edited them, but I kind of came up with the ideas to make them. If you've ever seen any of the YTPs by the YouTube channel Coop Studios, that's all me. And my brother. It even got to the point where my brother, cousins, and I reenacted the famous strawberry fight scene live action. I know that doesn't sound too weird because, well, everyone does that, but I did it back in 2017, baby. I was doing this shit before it was even cool. I even love the memes so much that back in 2017, my brother and I even made our own Spider-Man YTP shirts. And this was back in 2017. I know that nowadays you can probably buy a bunch of Spider-Man meme shirts everywhere or anywhere because YouTubers sell them now, but back then they didn't exist, so we had to make our own. I know it sounds a little bit cringy and embarrassing that we made shirts from Spider-Man YTP memes, but like, screw you, it was awesome. Chaos, let it rain. All these bugs are in my But honestly, these days, Spider-Man memes and YTPs make me just a little bit bitter. Now the memes are super mainstream. Watch Mojo is making top 10 Spider-Man memes. We even got this guy doing this in public.
Excuse me. Find me some shade.
Nope.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
I'm not scared of you.
But I mean, hey, what can you do? I just want everyone to know that all these Spider-Man memes originated from the Spider-Man YTPs. All these great memes that are now in No Way Home, aka one of the highest grossing movies of all time, originated from the Spider-Man YTP community. I think that's actually the most surreal thing about Spider-Man No Way Home, because the entire thing is essentially just one massive Spider-Man YTP. I mean, Spider-Man YTPs are essentially the exact same thing as Spider-Man No Way Home. It's always Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield and Peter Parker and Tobey Maguire all combining to fight all these other types of villains and stuff. No Way Home is just a massive high-budget Spider-Man YTP. And I might be the only person in human history that has actually lived a Spider-Man YTP in real life. Yeah, I'm being serious. If you don't know, the one character trait that Spider-Man has in the Spider-Man YTPs is that he loves pizza time. And if anyone does anything to steal that pizza time away from him, he will lose his shit, kill everyone, or do some really crazy shit with it. And that actually happened to me once. One time I bought a pizza and I brought it to my friends and I gave it to my friend to be like, hey, hold my pizza, I'm gonna use the washroom. And as I was using the washroom, some person came, stole my pizza away from my friend, and just went off with it. Then when I came back from the washroom to get my pizza, he was like, somebody took it. And it really made me mad from the fact that I gave him one job, hold my pizza, don't let anyone take it. And someone took it. I was so mad, in fact, that I actually told the girl that he had a crush on that he had a crush on her. What? Don't look at me like that. I was mad. Someone stole my pizza time. You don't take another one's pizza time away from you. He had to pay. He didn't do his duty to protect my pizza time. I mean, it's kind of a funny story, but unfortunately, that little moment sparked like the most amount of drama in my entire school region of all time. Yeah, not even joking. My friend and that girl dated, then they broke up, which caused a lot of crap, which actually sparked into a lot of legal trouble because my friend started dating another girl who was abusive, and then she spread lies about him, which caused a lot of crap, and we're still paying for the damages to this day. And yeah, like, I know I technically caused it, but like I just said, someone stole my pizza time. They had to pay for something. Anyway, what's this video called again? Oh yeah, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is actually really cool. Okay, I'm really sorry I just spent the first chunk of this video talking about Spider-Man YTPs and my personal problems, but I just really had to get that off my chest. Okay, if you were to ask anyone what they think the best Spider-Man movies are, ranked worst to best, it'd probably look something like this. But in my case, it looks a little more like this. Here are my favorite Spider-Man movies, ranked worst to best, and here are the ones I think are objectively the best. And you've probably noticed a certain movie is actually a little higher than you'd think. And that movie is, of course, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And I know this movie is pretty stupid, and I'm not gonna say it's the best Spider-Man movie of all time, or it's the greatest thing ever, or secretly a masterpiece, because it's not. This is a movie that I just think is really entertaining and really good. However, I do think that objectively, this is way better than The Amazing Spider-Man 1. I honestly don't get how people think The Amazing Spider-Man 1 is superior to the second movie, but like, they do apparently. It's just so boring and soulless, and there's no comedy, there's no humor. It's just kind of bleh, it's so forgettable. Except for that one scene on the bridge, obviously. That was awesome. That was pure Spider-Man bliss. But the rest of the movie was just eh. It wasn't bad, it wasn't terrible, it was just kind of meh and forgettable. But now that I just slammed The Amazing Spider-Man 1, and The Amazing Spider-Man 1 fans are going to be very upset about that, you probably want me to talk about The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and explain myself. So I will. First, I'm going to talk about some of the criticism towards The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I'm going to explain, in my opinion, why I think they're not very valid. Then, just to spice things up a bit and to give more balance to the video, I'll talk about some of the things The Amazing Spider-Man 2 does that I don't like. And then I'll just go into the things that I do like, and I think this movie does really well, and why I think it's way better than the first movie. Okay, let's just get the stupid crap out of the way first. A lot of people don't like Rhino's costume in this movie. They don't like the fact that it's a big giant mech. Apparently, they would have preferred this. Like, really, do you think this would look good in a movie? A spandex Rhino suit? I honestly do not understand why the Rhino suit is so hated. I think it's cool. Yeah, it's not Rhino-ish, but like, it's better than what it originally was. It's a mech. Mechs are cool. The second main criticism I'm going to talk about is the fact that no one really likes Max's motivation for this movie. And to that I say, at least he has a motivation. I mean, back in the comics, Electro was literally just, I'm Electro and I'm so evil. I mean, at least here he has an actual motivation. I mean, yeah, it's pretty stupid, but like, he's mentally ill. Of course his motivation is stupid and doesn't make any sense. Speaking about Max, apparently there are some people that think his character transformation into Electro is stupid, and yeah, it is very stupid. But it's Spider-Man. Having an arachnid bite you? A-okay. But having an angrily formy electrocute you? Not okay. Magically fixing the gap in his teeth aside, I think this is a perfectly fine way of becoming a villain. Okay, let's move on to something else now. I know that wasn't all the criticism of The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but those are just the uniquely frustrating ones I decided to talk about. Now let's talk about the things I really don't like about this movie. And surprise, surprise, there aren't that many things about this movie I don't like because I really like this movie. The only thing in this movie I truly hate is the infamous Goblin Disease plotline. I'm not even really going to talk about it because A, it frustrates me too much, and B, everyone's talked about how stupid this entire plotline is. The only thing I'm going to talk about is that I think it's kind of funny the fact that the movie brings up how stupid it is. Like, Peter Parker is like, I'm not going to give you my blood, you could die. And Dane DeHaan is literally like, I'm already dying. Like, he's like shaking with anger. He's literally telling Spider-Man and like the writers, like, this is so stupid. I'm dying anyway. Why can't I have the blood? Because it's gonna make me die? And that was pretty stupid and lazy. But forget that. Let's talk about the things that are actually good about this movie. First off, I think everyone can agree that the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Spider-Man suit is the best looking Spider-Man suit of all time. I mean, I'm a sucker for the Raimi trilogy, so the original Raimi suit will always be my favorite, but this one just looks the best. It just has those big, awesome Spider-Man eyes that everyone loves. And compared to the first Amazing Spider-Man movie suit, it just looks even better. Not that the Amazing Spider-Man suit looks bad, I actually think it looks really cool, it just doesn't look like Spider-Man to me. Another thing that I really like that everyone can agree on that's good about these movies is the effects. Not only are the effects really good for this movie, because yeah, it's a big blockbuster, of course the effects are going to be good, but the effects are also visually interesting and very unique and stylized, which I can appreciate. But those are the things that everyone likes about these movies. Let me tell you the things that I personally like about them. But if you think I'm just going to tell you what I like about this movie, then you're wrong. Instead, I'm going to ask you something. Give me one kind of iconic or memorable scene from the first Amazing Spider-Man, other than the bridge scene. I mean, some you probably can, because you can probably look it up and just tell me, but I would say that some of you can't really think that hard. I'm assuming most of you can't think of that many scenes from the movie. I mean, for me personally, the milk scene from the first movie is kind of memorable. That's just because it's confused me for so many years. But the second movie, even though it's incredibly stupid, has so many memorable, awesome scenes. First off, the first confrontation with Electro is just awesome. Visually, it's incredible, the music is incredible, and it's just an outstanding scene. There's that really adorable, wholesome scene where the kid's getting bullied for making the wind turbine, and then Andrew Garfield Spider-Man comes to help him, and he's all like, "This is so cool, this is a wind turbine." Like, we need more scenes like that in Spider-Man. That is pure, good Spider-Man goodness right there. But of course, you all know that the greatest scene from this movie is the death of Gwen Stacy. I know the entire movie rushed to this scene and it's kind of undeserved, but if the movie took its time and built to the scene naturally, this would have been an incredible payoff, and a heartbreaking payoff. The music, the visuals, and the little web hand, it is an amazing, incredible scene. It's also filled with a bunch of little Easter eggs hidden in the scenes and stuff. And oh my god, Andrew Garfield's performance here crying is insane. But even though that was an amazing, incredible scene, there is still one aspect about this movie that is better. And it's the one aspect about this movie that I think that it actually is so good, it carries the entire movie, and that is the music. I'm not really a music guy, so I don't think I have the right mindset and kind of the right skills and talent to kind of explain to you why the music in this movie is so good, but trust me, it is. If you can find some kind of essay video explaining how the music in this movie is insane, then watch it, because the music in this movie is badass. And those are my reasons why I think The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is actually a really good movie, and it's way better than the first Amazing Spider-Man in that it does not deserve the hate that it gets, and it does not deserve a 2 out of 10 rating there, Cosmonaut. Not that I'm trying to throw shade at Cosmonaut, I actually love Cosmonaut, and I don't know if he changed his rating for The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but like, yeah, 2 out of 10, I think it's just it's stupidly low for this movie. Is stupidly even a word? I don't care, I'm using it. I just noticed that mainly every single video on my channel is me talking about a thing that everyone hates and me defending it and saying it's actually not that bad. Maybe for the next video I'll change it up a bit. What do you guys say? Stay tuned for the next video where I shouldn't spoil it, but stay tuned. The next video, it's gonna be pretty good.